Well, my name is Tonya Duncan Ellis, and I am a Houston-based middle grade children's author and a member of the Houston SCBWI chapter. And I'm thrilled to be here at the conference virtually. I've never been in person. I had signed up to be a vendor at last year's conference, so I was so disappointed that we weren't able to have it as planned, but I'm happy to be here today to share my Sophie Washington illustrated chapter series with you. And I am a mom of 3 and a former journalist. So just to give you a little bit of background of information about me, I worked as a journalist for a few years and a freelance magazine writer. And when I would read with my 3 children, I noticed a lack of diversity in the books that we would read. And so that inspired me to write a children's series. And as many of you authors and author teachers probably had a dream of writing books, that was a lifelong dream of mine. And so I wrote the Sophie Washington 11-book chapter series. And I'll go through each of the books. I had a formal presentation that I normally use, but I'll just kind of go through the books with you. And at the end of the my talk, I'll give you an opportunity to win 3 books from the series in a giveaway that I'm hosting. So that'll be good. So the books in the series, and I'm an independent author, but one of the books in my series has been picked up by Scholastic. So I'm really
congratulations.
Yeah, I was really excited when it happened at the end of last year.
Wow.
And so I'm just trying to get the word out about my books. So the first in the book is Queen of the Bee. And in this book, and let me give you some information about the characters as well. The protagonist is an African-American girl named Sophie Washington who lives in the suburbs of Houston. And each book chronicles her life and different problems that she faces, like standing up to bullies, fitting in, squabbling with her little brother. So they're tween issues that are common to all kids of that age range. But I say that the books have a Texas twist because since they're set in Texas, they show things like wild boar that we'll see in our communities, alligators. The characters go mutton busting in the rodeo. They go to the hill country. So they're showing what life is like in Houston for Sophie in her diverse group of characters. And she has friends who are from Mexico, Nigeria, India, and different areas around the world, just as we see in the community here in Houston. But in Queen of the Bee, and they're all also illustrated chapter books. So they each have about 20 black and white illustrations in them. And in this one, Sophie, she's in the school spelling bee.
It helps you.
I don't know.
Okay. And then in The Snitch, a bully is taking the children's lunch money and shoving them around, and they are afraid to tell because they don't want to be called tattletales or snitches. And so this book is kind of teaching children when is the time to go to an adult if they're facing a bullying situation. Things You Didn't Know About Sophie has Sophie not telling the truth and getting into more and more trouble as she tries to fit in. And this book actually is free on all ebook retailers through the 24th. It's on the 24th, it'll be free on BookBub if you're in BookBub. And I've set it free, so it's available for free in ebook form on Nook, Amazon Kindle, Kobo, and Apple Books. So if you want to download that to get a taste of this book. In The Gamer, Sophie's little brother Cole is in all the books. He's like a little wisecracking prankster, and he plays video games all the time. So the parents challenge him to give up gaming for 40 days, and there's all kinds of shenanigans that happens. In Hurricane, Sophie and her family flee Houston when a big storm comes through. And this book received a positive Kirkus review as well. But it's talking about living through a disaster. Of course, when I wrote it, we hadn't had the pandemic, but this was like a huge disaster in my lifetime for me. The book is based on my own personal experiences fleeing when the hurricane flooded through my neighborhood. Mission Costa Rica has Sophie learning about helping others when they go on a mission trip to Costa Rica. Secret Santa is a holiday book that has her, it's kind of a mystery as she's uncovering clues to figure out who is sending her presents each day. And Code One is the book that was purchased by Scholastic for their Rising Voices program. And in this book, the characters are participating in a school computer coding competition. And it's kind of girls against boys, and it's encouraging girls to get involved in STEM. In Mismatch, Sophie is excited to join the school tennis team until the coach matches her with the school oddball. And she finds out that the girl is hiding a secret that explains her strange behavior. And actually, the other character, Mackenzie, has diabetes. So she's having different issues, and the kids are kind of making fun of her until they realize what's going on with her. And my book, Sophie Washington, My BFF, explores tween friendships as Sophie has issues with her bestie, Chloe, and learns what being a true friend is about. And in this book, Sophie actually plagiarizes in school to fit in with her friends. So it's kind of teaching them what to do when someone approaches them with a situation like that. And it also had cyberbullying shown in the book. And then my latest book, Sophie Washington Class Retreat, has the kids going on a retreat camping trip. So they do things like hiking, archery, but they also have, or Sophie has a fear of Bigfoot after watching the show Finding Bigfoot. And she's kind of afraid that that's going to come because her brother Cole teases her that Bigfoot comes. And they also deal with issues of racism in this book as they are mocked and made fun of by some of the other campers from a different school. So it kind of explores and opens up conversations about racism. So those are the books in the series. And today I'm giving away copies of Queen of the Bee, The Snitch, and Hurricane to anyone who signs up. I'm trying to find Hurricane here. So these 3 books I'm giving away to TLA participant, one lucky TLA participant who signs on at my website at TanyaDuncanEllis.com. So if you want a chance to win, go to the contact area of TanyaDuncanEllis.com, type TLA, and Saturday I will be choosing a winner, and I'll announce it on my social media. I'll announce it to the winner, and I'll make an announcement on my social media at Tonya Ellis Books on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm also on Tonya D. Ellis on Twitter. So again, to sign up for the giveaway, just go to my website, TanyaDuncanEllis.com, and put TLA in the contact. And on my website, I offer a free curriculum, a downloadable curriculum for teachers and parents that is a companion to my books. I also have book discussion questions for each book, free coloring pages, and other printables like crossword puzzles and word searches. So if you're interested in anything like that, you can find that.